Good morning, everyone. It's Stamp Ventures with Shauna. Welcome to my Saturday morning coffee break stamping video. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday morning out there. We've got quite a bit of sun, and as par for the course this spring, we've got breeze here in Moose Jaw. So if you're catching this video at around 10:30 on May 23rd, it's live, and if it's after that, you're catching the recording. And I'm just going to sync up to my iPad here, so I might be able to see your comments as they come through. They are usually, there's usually about a 10-second delay or so, but hopefully I will catch them eventually, and if I don't respond to you here on the camera, I'll go back and take a look at them after this is saved to my my Facebook page. So hope everybody's great this morning. Oh, I think I see Darlene has hopped on. Hi there, Darlene. This morning we'll be doing a quick card with one of my favorite retiring stamp sets. This is Painted Harvest, and my idea for today, I always try to incorporate something that might be sort of a free that you maybe have laying around the house. I'm going to show you an idea with some post-it notes, and I've used post-it notes before, and so some of this may not be completely new to you, but where I am positioning it on the card is maybe a little bit different this time. So hopefully you'll learn a new idea today. Oh, hi Elaine, thanks for hopping on. Okay, and I got my coffee, so I think we're ready to get started. As I mentioned, Painted Harvest is one of the retiring stamp sets from the current catalog. The new catalog is going to start up on July 3rd, and so if you have the current catalog, it's on page 128, and it doesn't have one of those little stickers or emblems that say it is distinctive, you know, with the light and dark shading, something like this one here. But to me, this part of the flower is definitely distinctive. It has such depth and shading on that stamp, that image, and I've fallen in love with these flowers, and you'll see a lot of people do them in yellows, but you can do them in so many other colors as well. And I was just going to show you, I've got a small bundle of cards here, cards either that I've swapped for or maybe made in a class, showing off this stamp set. And if you happen to belong to my VIP group, Stamp Ventures VIP, this is one of the bundles of cards that if you order this stamp set in the month of May, I will be sending you this bundle of cards as a thank you for ordering this set. There are a few other sets as well, and anybody ordering in May is also going to get a random selection of cards from my stash of swap cards. So there'll be lots of ideas going out with orders from me in the month of May. So this is kind of a neat card. I think it's called a bridge card. Yeah. So those are the 4 cards that will be going out to someone who orders this while it's still available. And I think yesterday was the final day that they guaranteed that a stamp set would be available. So take a look on the last chance items of my website, and you'll be able to see what you can see there is what you can get. If it's not on the website anymore, then they have run out of it and they won't be making any more. So today might be a good day to take one last look at any of those stamp sets. The embellishments and ribbons and things like that are always while supplies last, because Stampin' Up! Doesn't make those, but the stamp sets are made by Stampin' Up! But at some point they have to stop their manufacturing of these because they have a whole new catalog that they're making stamps up for. So I think yesterday was the day. So take a look and see what's left under the last chance items. Hello to a few more people who have hopped on. Oh, hi from Chile, Edmonton. Yes, Debbie, I saw a picture yesterday. Someone was outside and they had like tiny bits of snow flurries on them. That was crazy. So you guys should, you know, all come over to southern Saskatchewan, where we are the Palm Springs of the West here. It's been pretty nice. Windy, but nice. Okay, so getting on with my card. Oh, and I was going to tell you, how did I choose my colors for today? When I go to choose colors for a card, I often, pardon me, I often look at the designer paper in the catalog to see what colors they've put together, and this is how I chose today's colors, and it's from the Mosaic Mood Specialty DSP. And all the DSPs will be retiring, as they'll have a whole new set of those in the new annual catalog. All right, so I've got a regular card base, just Whisper White, and then I've got a layer in terracotta tile, and it's just a 1/4 inch smaller than the front of the card. Oops. My catalog just about went flying there. I had to reach it and make sure it didn't flop onto the ground. 5 1/4 by, 5 1/4 this way, 4 inches this way. And then this piece of white cardstock is just a little bit less than 5 1/4 and just a little bit less than 4, like by 1/8. And I'm not even going to do the fractions right now because it's still morning and my brain isn't working. Okay, so I said I'd be using a sticky note, and I've got one here that's already pre-cut, and I just took the sticky is at this end, and it normally would be like 3 inches wide, and I cut it down to 2.5. And then I wanted to frame one of these pretty flowers because I love them, and so I tried to kind of center it. I guess I could, you know, put that, let's see, 2.5 would be about center. I tried to center it on the side of my layer of cardstock, something like that. Okay, I can't talk and do at the same time here, and so there's a bit of it hanging off the edge, and it is about 2.5 inches wide. And so now I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp around this, and somebody did a really cool idea similar to this with one of the brand new stamp sets from the new catalog, and so that's initially where I got the idea. And I think they used what's called Forever Fern, which is an amazing set, but I do like the foliage in this set too. And so I've got Garden Green, Mint Macaron, and I'm going to start with Garden Green. So I've got, there's a sort of an outline flower and leaf. See, it's still morning. An outline leaf and a fill-in leaf and an outline fern and a fill-in fern, and I'm just using the outline ones. But if you wanted even, I guess, more color and greenery, you could use the others as well. So I'm going to try and just go around the sticky note, and in different ways. I'm, you know, not trying to make it all exactly the same direction. Some of it going in one way, some of it going in the other way. So I think that's probably it for Garden Green. I'll move that out of the road. And then Mint Macaron, here I'll use the one that's like a fern. And again, I'll maybe make the fern kind of curving upwards and curving sideways and scattering it about, something like that. And then I might go in and just fill in a little bit more with the shallow bits of greenery and fern, just to add a little bit more. Okay, something like that. The nice thing about this is it's, you know, it's not perfect. It's just foliage and greenery and nature are pretty much always perfect and beautiful. Okay, now, it is. So now I'm using this little stamp of polka dots right here. And I'm going to be a soft suede and just filling in just a few little polka dots here or there. And hello to those who have joined on. I see that, oh yeah, Debbie, I can't believe you woke up to snow on the ground. Oh my gosh. Edmonton, I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be like Winnipeg was the, you know, cold and wintry capital, but boy, you guys have been getting it. And yeah, hello, Karen and Robin and Lori and whoever else has joined on with us. Good morning to you all. Yes, Darlene, I agree. This set is a keeper. It's really easy to work with, and I just love the flowers. Okay, so some dots, something like that. Okay, so now there you see I've created an area to stamp, sort of special set apart area that's going to create a focal point. And so now I'm going to be stamping the flower. And my trick for the flower, I used to always stamp the light color first, which is kind of the bigger and spreads out more ink on the flower. I used to always stamp this one first, but I found that once I stamped with this one and then I went to stamp with the darker one, because these photopolymers, especially with the oranges and pinks and whatnot, they stain a little. They still work perfectly, but they stain. It's harder to see through and see where the center of the light one is. So I have now learned that I have to do it in reverse. I stamp the dark one first, and then I can actually see through the light one to match up the centers of the flowers. So we've got terracotta tile, and you'll be able to see once I stamp this how it gets such amazing, like almost like distinctive looks with this particular flower. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna stamp off with this. Hang on. I really inked it up probably more than I needed to. With the distinctive stamps, you don't need to load up a ton of ink. So something like that. Give it a good push, and there, yeah. Can see that's the first layer of the flower, and those petals have so many different kinds of shading, and they look really amazing. And then the next color I'm using, and I would not have thought of using this combination except that it was featured in that Mosaic Mood designer paper, is Blushing Bride. Yeah, terracotta tile and Blushing Bride. Totally wouldn't have put those together on my own, but they do look fantastic. And so, second layer. And when I stamp with this one, it's going to be hard to see because of the first layer that I've initially stamped, but one side of it is very light and it looks blotchy, but it's supposed to be light and blotchy. Again, it's trying to show off sort of the natural look of flowers. And I'm going to actually, I learned this trick from another demonstrator. I'm going to turn my background stamp and I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to stamp it one more time just to give it a little bit more of the pinky tones, and then you get a little bit more of those, oh, now it makes it very full and pretty, and get a little bit more of those petals and fullness on the flower. Okay, so almost done here. I'm going to grab the soft suede again. There it is. And I'll do my center of the flower with that. And, oh, I'm going to stamp this off there. Now it's not quite full strength. And I kind of turn my center so that it is a little bit oval. So I'm kind of looking for the oval shape to match it up with. It's not perfect, but then, yeah, it's not meant to be exactly perfect. And I like to stamp these little polka dots in the middle, sort of like the seeds or whatever that are in the center of the flower. Okay, so we're gonna layer this onto the terracotta, and quick. This is just, like I said, quick card with, hopefully you've got some sticky notes hanging around that you could do this. Any kind of foliage would work, or flowers, anything that you're kind of creating that focal point. The other thing that I think would look really nice too, if you didn't want to stamp your flower in the middle, the words here, you could, it's like you've created a frame and you could stamp, you know, your kindness means so much more than you'll ever know. You could stamp that it's a frame for the words, which is kind of a nice touch too. And another quick idea, if you're really in a hurry, our white cardstock is quite a bit thinner weight than the colored cardstock, so you don't necessarily have to score it. And I do have one last thing I'm going to finish this off with once I get this layer glued down. And here we go. I'm going to grab my twine that's all messed up here. I don't know why, but I always end up getting it starting to come off the end of the roll. And then it's kind of like, I feel like a little kitty cat trying to find the end of the string. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just making a loose bow. What do I mean by loose? I guess a big floppy bow. I tried, when I was doing a sample of this card last night, I made a little petite bow, and it just didn't seem to work with what was going on in the card, the flow of it. Okay, and grabbing some glue dots. So for those of you who have just hopped on, remember that, like I said, Stampin' Up! Is no longer making those retired stamp sets anymore. It's just whatever is left. It's basically, yeah, whatever is remaining online is what's available. And then once they run out of stamp sets, like, they'll be making the brand new ones for the new catalog. So first come, first serve kind of thing. And so there is, yeah, a quick and simple card. Like I said, you can create a frame for all sorts of things, words or a focal image, and fun to just, yeah, cut your sticky notes to whatever shape. And what I like about this card too is that it doesn't have any words, so I can use it for any occasion that I want. So hope you enjoyed my coffee break stamping this morning, and have a great Saturday, everyone. Enjoy the sun and the day if it's sunny wherever you're watching from, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.